You've reached call in Mockery.
This is your Podcastville 2023 Landon Chiefs.
I'm having trouble trying to sleep.
Hey, you know what you can't talk about anymore?
I'm counting sheep running down.
You can't talk about going to sleep on the side. You can't. I have to have a pillow cube now? Please. I can't sleep on a cube. It doesn't fit in the pillowcases.
And I'm pro cube. I'm pro sleeping on cubes. I'm your Joey Eagle. I think your neck, if you sleep on a pillow, your neck looks like this. But if you sleep on a cube, your neck's like this. And I know this is mainly an audio.
No, it's not. I actually looked at our numbers, and we almost double. Unfortunately, we are almost doubling our numbers and views on YouTube.
Unfortunately or fortunately.
I mean, fortunately in one way, but in the other way, it's like, wow. Why do we do this?
Do you think Anchor FM? I mean, we shouldn't say that.
No, we love Anchor FM.
No, we shouldn't say that because our views on YouTube
Anchor FM.
I think they probably have some AI guy that listens to every episode.
Anchor
I'm
FM.
listening to every episode to make sure someone doesn't say Anchor FM, or if they do, if they talk nice, maybe we'll make an ad for them. So I'd like to say this: Anchor FM. Somehow you screwed us over in how we can advertise.
We don't get ads for some reason. We should. We should be.
We should be getting them. Our other shows have gotten them.
We have a Star Wars show that we never did anything with that has probably, I would say, 14x the views that this does.
Yeah.
It has ads. We haven't touched it since 2017.
It makes me...
Should we do our Star Wars show again?
Yeah, because...
Give us a call and let us know.
I think there's a side of me that... Well, there's a side of me that loves Star Wars, and I think that interests people, and there's a side of me that wants it to do better, and that's when I get a little angry with Star Wars, and I wrote a song about that.
Acting right, fucking Jericho and hide. Now it's 1 minute and then that's on the next. I just want you to fucking go. Will they force or die? I don't fucking care. Yeah.
Jeez, Joey. I didn't realize you were so angry.
It's not. It's just there's stuff like there's
no, it's good.
There's the stuff where in one episode he says like, "You're the Phantom Menace."
Right.
That's good stuff. And then there's the other episodes where he goes, "I hate sand."
You can't say that anymore. You can't say that anymore. I like where we are when we drive in your car.
Oh,
And that's music. That's music.
I got my driver's license at Shields. That's the song everyone likes. Something that
No. You have to sing it right.
Oh,
I got my driver's license last week when I did go to Shields.
that's Lord.
And
Now, everyone's Lord now.
everybody loves Shields.
She did it, and then everyone was like, "Oh, I'm a bad singer, but I can act like I'm good."
I drink a gravy boat.
And even good singers, 'cause I think
castle's
Olivia
got a
Newton-John is a good singer.
Hey everybody, it's me, Olivia Newton-Jeff.
I think she probably is actually a good singer, but even she affects this sort of baby voice that's like, well, I'll just do this again.
I got my driver's license last week when I went to Shields. There's a giant tree in the middle of the store, and I wonder how it feels to climb the tree, to climb the tree.
There should be a heartfelt song about Shields.
Never been more sincere in your life. There should be.
Well, there's songs about people that are like, oh God. There's songs like that, right?
I guess.
There's songs that are like,
on whatever app you're using, there is.
But there should
Sportify.
be songs like, when I was a kid, there was a big tree in the middle of the shield. Now that I'm grown up, I realize it's not beep wheel. The tree's not real, the tree's not real. The tree in the middle of the store is fake. I guess that I can have it too, but I cannot eat my cake. Cake. Wipe out.
No, so there is that, but what?
Well, guess what?
That music though, I watched a stand-up. I watched a couple stand-up specials recently, and one of them was like one of those where it's like, I've been depressed, and I realized I used to think that's what made me funny, but now I know I'm funny in spite of it. And everyone's like, are we supposed to be laughing right now?
I used to be a depressed burrito wrapped in a self-loathing burrito.
Everyone's like, just get to the jokes.
Yeah.
No, it was actually really good. And then the other one I watched was
Nanette.
Nanette? No, I did watch Nanette, and it was good. It's good. It's good. Wait, that was her first one, right?
Yes.
The second one, I can't remember what it was called.
Nanette too.
Yes, Nanette Part 2. The re-nanetting. The second one, if I remember right, now I'm getting them confused. No, the first one where she was mad at us for being at her comedy show. And then the second one was where she said she was going to quit, and then she did another special like a year later. And this one was all about art. She's like, I have an art degree, and I'm damn well gonna use it.
Yeah.
And then she shows like images of art and stuff, and it's funny.
So she's back at it.
Well, it's just like, yeah, you can do that. That's funny, because the first one was basically like, I used to make fun of myself, and that was how I was a comedian. I'm not going to do that anymore. And everyone's cheering. You're like, yeah, that's great. And then she came out and proved that she could just be funny, not making fun of herself, by making fun of paintings from the 1600s. Now, should a stand-up comedian have a PowerPoint presentation? Yeah, I don't care.
If it's funny, this is what I like about stand-up comedy. It's either funny or it's not. And we like the funny stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
Sometimes people try stuff and it is not funny, and that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's just my little take on it.
Sure.
I don't want anyone to feel like they have to agree with me or even disagree with me. You can just listen to me, let it pass through your ears, and say, pay no mind. Pay no mind. What? Pay no mind.
But the other one I watched was like
Too free
just
looking.
more of a was more of just a classic stand-up where he's like, can you believe that no one's ever tried to do this? And you're like,
Sebastian Maniscalco.
no. It was kind of funny, but it made me laugh because, well, first of all, you go through the trailers for all of them, and it's like, and
they're like, why we got so many reusable bags?
he says what no one else will say, and he's like, Casper's a friendly ghost? I don't think so. But and then you press play because you're like, yeah, that sounds funny. And then it's like, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Santino, and it's just like a little redheaded guy that walks out, and he's like, but it's like, it's always hard rock, and it's like before David Spade special. It's almost the identical song, like the stock rock song, where it's like,
And there's something behind them. Sometimes it's like big
Oh, it's
children's
huge.
blocks or something. You know, their background is like, what if all this stuff was big? but
Oh,
I'm small?
I thought you guessed the other one that I watched, which was Neil Brennan's Blocks. Where
No, I was just. That's just kind of how things mash in this room.
have you watched Neil Brennan's Blocks?
No.
It's pretty good. You should watch it.
Was
But
it funny?
it's funny, but it's also kind of like no, it's funny. It's funny. But the block concept is like pretty. You're like, you didn't have to do this.
Everyone's trying to reinvent the comedy special.
It feels very contrived. And then at the end, it kind of all comes together. But it's also like, well, yeah, but you could have just done this. You didn't have to do the block thing.
Is it because they're giving everyone
Yeah,
a
there's too
comedy
many
special?
specials.
So there's people that are like, I have to think outside the blocks. That's it.
That's it. Well, his first special was like the 3 mics where he was like, this is the poop jokes. This is the butt jokes.
Yeah.
And this is the bottom jokes. And you're like,
This is going to be your thing for an hour.
yeah. He's like, well, I can't do that again. So this time I had my friend make blocks. And you're like, I know you think what you said made sense, but you could have just come out here and done the jokes. It's good. Watch it.
Okay.
Check it out. He is a good joke writer.
Well, he's that's the Chappelle of it all, isn't it?
I guess. Andrew Santino, I think his name was. I don't know. I just watched that because he came up in a conversation that I was having. And I was like, I don't really know him as a comedian, so I threw that on, and it was fine. There was a couple things where I was like, and then most of it I was just like.
But these places are packed.
Yeah, everyone
I've
has
never heard of these people, but they've all got.
everyone has a huge fan base now,
Yeah.
like us. 319 Dub Mitt.
DUBMIIT. It's like MIT, but with an extra I because we've got a Cyclops working here.
That's right.
Remember it that way. It's kind of like desert. There's one snake, but in dessert, there's 2 S's because you want extra snakes.
Yeah.
What else?
No, of course we have to talk about. I was going to do a song.
Yeah, go for it. What's that?
I don't know.
Just
I thought it was the Super Bowl theme song.
I think you can't say that. We have to call it the game.
Oh, the big one.
Oh, we have to call it
Sporting ball. Okay, so if I get this right, I think the person that scores more points wins. Am I understanding this correctly? That one team wants to play better than the other? I don't understand. Sporting ball gonad boys.
Where's his mitt? Where's his catcher's mitt?
Oh, soccer.
It's not funny anymore.
It never was.
It never was. By the way, if you take it so seriously you're annoyed by that guy, I don't like you. But if you're that guy, I don't
really
like you.
don't like you.
Either side, you're losing me on here. Okay?
Yeah.
Just stop with the sporting ball.
Yeah.
I don't. Here's my point I wanted to make.
Oh.
If you are someone that says such things as sporting ball or the goalie blocked it or whatever during a football game, I don't like you. But if you go online, if you do what we're doing right now, which is to rally against them and say enough, I don't like that either.
No.
I don't like even having a conversation about it.
Yeah. So let's talk about my favorite part.
I only watch it for the commercials and the queso.
I only watch it for the queso commercials.
I only eat queso during commercials, ever. I'm queso.
Okay. So well, you wanted to talk about this, and now you're acting like it's my fault that I brought it up.
Well,
you wanted to do this. I have a story. I have a very interesting story.
Do you want to tell your story while I cue this up?
No, people probably won't be interested in my story.
No, I think they will.
As much as, people usually are by my stories.
Yeah. No, I think people are really going to like this one.
I've listened back to a couple of emails. You're not listening to me, are you?
No. Yeah, we get a lot of.
And they say, "Hey, Landon, can you please shut up? Nothing that you say is good. Your input is actually I listen for the other guy."
I think people will like this story, like you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I never received an email like that. That was actually what I tell myself in the mirror every night.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of a self-deprecating schlub. But you have to like me. You have to. Are you ready?
You are the Artie Lang to my Beetlejuice. And not the weird one from Howard Stern, the one that's like, hey, give me a kiss. Speaking of,
Yeah.
yeah, it's me.
Wait.
I'm Batman. Falls.
So there's a few big movie trailers that
Costume still fits. Because you're skinny. It's not like they didn't mold it to like your abs. There's a couple commercials. This is the thing with the Super Bowl. Can we actually say that? Don't you have to call it the big game or something?
well, we call it Big Game Hunt.
I call it sporting ball. So I'm going to go through just quickly the top 10, and we're going to say our favorite things about the commercial.
Did you watch the big one, by the way?
So the number 10 commercial is, of course, this is the definitive ranking of the best commercials. These are the best 10.
Okay.
10 is Bush, which was the Sarah McLachlan one.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the one where
she's like, in the arms of the angel. And then Bush, the baked bean dog, comes out with, he lost an eye.
he lost an eye, but he's got a patch over it that's shaped like a bean. It's like a brown baked bean.
Yeah. And he's like, Sarah, been there, done that. And then a Dorito falls on their head.
Well, we don't have to just tell what it was.
No, that's
People
true. You all saw it,
but I
of
think you
course.
can tell what your favorite part was. Was that your favorite part?
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite part was at the end when it zooms out and you find out it's in a snow globe. And someone's just like, is that a Saint Bernard? Pointing at the dog, and he goes, no, that's Saint Elsewhere.
Yeah.
So number 9 was Dunkin' Donuts. This was funny, okay? Because you've got the hot couple.
Yes. Who is that?
It's Benifer and
Oh, you're right. With the...
yeah, I think
She's kind of famous for having the
Noah Cyrus.
good voice.
So it's Benifer and Noah Cyrus, and he's like, "Excuse me, can I have one mochaccino?" And she's at the window, and this is my favorite part is what she says.
Oh, yeah. She's like, will you stop drinking mochachinos?
And he says, "Okay," and he drives away and drives into a river.
Yeah.
That
That's
one was unexpected.
pretty good. Unexpected. Oh, yeah. Well, because then in the river, who's floating right beside him? Mr. Peanut from last year.
And he goes, or he goes,
I didn't die.
yeah.
Benifer's like, I wish I did. Because he always kind of looks bedraggled. He's always like smoking a cigarette outside of his house going,
yeah.
well, not anymore, though. He's fallen back in love with, who is that? Noah Cyrus. Yeah.
Benifer has.
Benifer has fallen back in love with Noah Cyrus, so all is right in the world as far as I'm concerned. But she did look like she was chastising him at the Grammys for drinking a little bit too much.
Well, it's
Joey, back to you.
It's kind of like when he was on the plane, right? And he's smoking on a plane, and he's like, and then you see someone's like, "Excuse me, sir, can you not do that? There's children on this plane." And he looks back, and there's a baby, and it's a baby Peanut. And he's like, "I'm back."
Yeah.
So number 8, of course, was premature electrification from Ram Company.
Yes.
This one, I think it was strange that they decided to use not like claymation, like from the celebrity, like the celebrity deathmatch claymation. Yeah. It was all that.
It was weird.
So Ram is embodied by Vin Diesel
as a claymation.
Yeah. He's going, "Hey, I'm going to take you down." And then the other companies, I think it's poor sport when you have the other companies in your commercial. Instead of just saying the competitors they electrify even more prematurely, right?
Right.
But this, they specifically said Chevy, which was, of course, Mr. Chase.
Yes.
So you've got Chevy Chase as a car. You've got Dan Aykroyd as a car, who is, of course, Ford. And then you've got, I don't even know why they did this. You've got John Belushi.
Yeah. That
as
was
Toyota.
that was Porsche Sport. You said it was Porsche Sport. Well, he was Porsche. It was Porsche Sport.
Porsche Sport.
Oh, you say Porsche? Oh, he's rich.
No,
we have a rich guy on our hands. Okay,
I'm not rich.
no, that's
I'm just
interesting.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Go ahead.
So I just like that they did the claymation.
Just go to the next one.
Well, I don't even have to look it up. You could just tell me. This 7B is Crown Royal.
Oh, yes. Oh, I bet some houses were divided by this one, I bet.
Well, I think to have Prince, or I guess King Andrew against King Charles was very strange for some people, that they're kind of making light of the situation.
Yeah. And I have to imagine, too, that that a lot of people didn't really know what Crown Royal was until this commercial.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. I'll just be honest.
I think
didn't.
it's an app, right? It's the app where you've got like...
Yeah, you pick one or the other.
Well, that's what 7A was, which
okay.
is who won, which was King Andrew.
Yeah.
So 6 was Pop Corners. This was the this was the Breaking Bad that we were dying to see, because I wanted to see what they look like. It's just like when I used to watch Saved by the Bell, you know? But then I see them now and I'm just like, okay, they're even more hunksters now that they're 50.
Okay, suddenly Screech speaks to me.
I need to tell you something.
What?
I'll tell you later.
No, every night Screech speaks to me.
There's probably a reason for that.
What?
Well, I gave you this Screech app.
Yeah. where you have to pick between
Screech and King Andrew.
Screech Andrew.
But what I like about this is that we get to see what the Breaking Bad characters look like now.
Yes, because, I mean, how long has it been? 20, 30 years probably since.
I think so.
It was just good to see him with that little hat on again. You're like, God, he still got it. And I read an article where it was like, this might be the last time he does be Mr. White. This might be.
Yeah.
And you're like, what a people get mad at Hugh Jackman that he's going to come back as Wolverine for Deadpool. They're like, you had a perfect ending, which I kind of agree with.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
to come back for a commercial,
yeah.
that's weird. I don't know. I don't like it. It stinks. It reeks. It reeks. It reeks.
What is with, you've got so many people, it kind of reminds me of the Wayne's World.
That's me.
You know?
What?
Where he's like, we're not going to do Wayne's World.
Oh, yeah.
But
Party
we will
on.
for like a Postmates commercial.
Yeah, party on.
Oh, hey there.
Swing.
Hey, welcome back.
God, we kind of are just doing Wayne's World, aren't we?
So number 5 is GM and Netflix, which of course is Grant Morrison.
Yeah, he was like,
So I wanted the X-Men to be all wearing black. So that's what I did, and finally they let me do it.
And then Netflix at the end of the commercial, because they go, what, you think we weren't going to do it? And then you were like, what? And it goes, boom!
Yeah.
And then Grant's hair blows off.
he's like,
But we already knew, right?
Grant Morrison's like,
This was actually just the prequel. Scan the QR code to see what I look like now. Scan the QR code to watch the uncensored version.
Where is that? Why can't I see Danica Patrick drive her car?
on the GoDaddy?
Yeah, where they're like, scan this for even more.
go to GoDaddy.com to see Danica Patrick.
What did you think you were going to see, you
Like,
perverts?
oh my God, she's going to bend over and show her one. But
I was 12.
I was
knew she
12
wasn't going to
and
be
I knew.
naked,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
did it.
well, you have to check because you're like, is she? And then you do look back and you're like, well, never mind.
It was just my parents were trying to watch the rest of the game, and they could hear me in the corner.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing on the computer? And I
Watch
said,
the uncensored GoDaddy commercial at GoDaddy.com. Yeah, I'm gonna go Daddy.
So number 4
That's
is
me talking to Pedro Pascal.
little salt and pepper in his hair.
When that commercial comes on and I was watching with Pedro Pascal and it says go to GoDaddy.com, and I was like, I'm gonna go Daddy, and he's like, I am Daddy, aren't I?
I'm actually Zaddy now.
Go.
Bud Light. 4 is Bud Light, which is I think the son of. It's nice when you had Air Bud.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see. I like when they bring people's sons in. It's like when
But
Ice Cube's kid played him.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is Nepo baby behavior, and we do have to disown them.
I think they have to make these so far in advance. I don't think they knew that was going to be in the discourse. Speaking of, Pepsi Zero Sugar was number 3 for me, at least.
I thought this was the official list.
Okay, so number 2 was Uber One.
Uber One. I don't actually remember that. What was this one? Maybe this might have
Uber
been
One.
when I fell in the toilet. What?
Wait, what?
What?
Number 1 was Sam Adams.
What?
This one I loved because it showed Red Sox and Yankees fans, 2 football teams that I adore. They were hugging. And, of course, I didn't get to see this one because I fell in the toilet.
What? So that's right, because the Red Sox did a slap shot at the last second and won, but they both had Sam Adams.
Yeah.
So the 2 football teams cheered together.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe a lot of people might disagree with that being number 1, but the good folks at samadams.com, they said this was kind of the official list. So.
Yeah.
Well,
Makes sense.
Now, the ones that we missed, and this is what people love about our show,
Yeah.
is that we love movies.
Yes.
You guys love movies out there?
Yes.
Do you love movies?
How much do you love movies? That's awesome. Hold on. Here,
Nope. That was from my sister.
here's something funny that they did this year. I feel that in the in the past, will you go fall in a toilet or something? In the past, they would do a full trailer for a movie. Then we started getting trailers online,
Oh.
and
With my dad got his. He was like, I need one for the horse.
with a little trailer in front of the trailer to show you that the trailer is about to start. Now, at the Super Bowl, we're getting a 30-second commercial to go check out the trailer online. So we've added a new step to the trailer watching process. You either go to a movie and watch 18 trailers before the movie starts, and by the end of them, all of your popcorn's gone, your face is full of butter.
You can't remember what you came to see.
Your wife is crying.
Uh-huh.
That's because of what we talked about before the movie. But just shut up. We're gonna watch Babylon again. Now you have to watch a commercial to go watch a trailer online. Now, fine, whatever.
It's cheating.
I think you probably could, because it's like $8 million for a 30-second
instead
spot.
of a 3-minute.
Yeah, but don't make me do that. Don't make me do that.
You know what's crazy? Wait a minute.
You think my dad's going to watch Rise of the Beasts or whatever, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, off of a 30-second commercial in which you only show clips of a car calling himself Mirage 3 times. In the 30 seconds, you're like, I'm Mirage. And then you find out it's Pete Davidson's voice.
Oh.
And you're like,
what? Why? We don't need to have celebrities voicing stuff. Kids don't care. Okay? A kid going to see Transformers doesn't care if Pete Davidson is the voice of a car.
Right.
I want to hear the car sound like a car.
or then it's like, my least favorite part of that is when it's Steve Carell and he's doing a voice, a different voice. Mm-hmm. We have Steve Carell in this movie.
We are going to go to the moon. So we have Steve Carell doing a bad accent.
Mike Myers is going to be Shrek. And then he does a Scottish accent.
He does a Chris Farley impersonation.
For some reason. But then you in that case, you're kind of like, I actually don't know where Mike Myers is from. That might be his regular voice.
Yeah. Well, he himself is kind of a mirage, right? We kind of think we know who he is, and you reach out to grab him.
He's like, I'll be doing the Pentaveret.
Yep.
Bye. And you're like, yeah, that's
your
pretty
hand
much the
goes
last
right
time
through
I'll
him.
see you.
I'll see you halfway through it, and then I'm out.
I'll check out 30 seconds of an episode. No, I'll eventually get around to it.
If Netflix has buried it pretty much at this point.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to go into the search bar and go
P
gunk,
E
gunk, gunk,
N.
go back.
Oh,
Be sure to put pen is. Here's the thing, right?
Penn is my favorite from Penn and Teller.
With
There.
my favorite's the one that goes like this. If you're gonna watch a trailer online, I think the idea is we show them like Harrison Ford punching someone right up top. So you're like, oh, and then you watch the rest of it. Because if it starts with him going, I'm Indiana Jones, you're gonna be bored, right?
Sure.
That's their thinking.
Yes, that's their thing. They're
But
like,
they're putting these pre-trailers before the trailer at the movie theater.
yeah,
I'm already sitting here.
I'm ready to watch the trailer, baby.
Just show me the trailer. Stop spoiling the good parts before. I don't need before I see I am. And you hear dee, 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 Batman. And then you've got two people that made women put their cell phones in a bowl of water and not leave their commune. Then you've got two of them on screen going, is that Batman? And the other one's like, yeah, that's Batman. I'm like, well, what's going on here? One's stupid, the other's stupider.
All right, so let's talk about it. The Flash. We've been talking about it for years. The Flash has been in development since 2015, I believe. Maybe even earlier. But we're finally going to see it in theaters.
Well, I think we're very, very lucky to see it. Of course, there's been a lot going on with Ezra Miller over the past couple of years. And I think we thought, well, maybe they're going to put this one in the same trash barrel as they put Batgirl. But that's not to be, they're not doing that.
Because new leader of DCU, James Gunn and Peter Safran, have come in and taken the reins and said, quote, this might be one of the best superhero movies ever.
James Gunn said, I'm a freak. Ezra's a freak. We're all freaks.
We all freak down here.
Yeah, that's good. Did you know that in it, his eyes actually do go different ways? That's your movie trivia for the week.
Yeah.
If you got this far in the trailer, hit us up on our TikTok and just type in wide eyes. Okay? Yeah. And we'll send you 10% off our merch.
Yeah.
The code will be Abe Vigoda. But you can only get that from us if you go to TikTok.
Yeah. And by the way, hash code Abe Vigoda.
Hash code Abe Vigoda. Here's the hash code for me. Okay?
Okay.
Here's the hash code for me.
Okay.
Bring them out, like cook them last. Every time I go get breakfast, they're cold.
Cold, yeah. Well, and here's the worst part of it. You try to make them at home, it's just not the same.
They're soggy.
They're soggy. You can't get them crisp.
You need an air fryer. Oh.
I don't want to get into it.
You need an air fryer.
I don't want to get into it. I just said that. So the Flash, yes. What do you think? People are going crazy for this. The Flash online.
Air fryer chips at the store. I just thought maybe that's something we could talk about. But
you wanted to talk about the Flash.
I'm trouble trying to sleep. Yeah, the Flash looks good.
Yeah, it does. The movie looks good.
But I don't like. I don't like their Flash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's kind of.
I'm sick of the DC humor. The dorky Flash that's like, I'm going to marry her. Just shut up. No. And why is there two of them? And why is one cool?
Well, it's the multiverse.
But why is one cool?
Yeah, I don't know
They grew
about
up
that.
with like hair gel.
What's weird too is that we get Michael Keaton back as Batman, which apparently everyone wanted.
That's so awesome.
Look, whatever. I like those movies. He's fine. I like Michael Keaton.
But
it looks bad.
He's 80.
Doesn't it look like? I know it's just a trailer and blah blah blah, whatever. All of the caveats you have to put in front of it. The CG artists are overworked, whatever. We know he's not doing that.
He's 80. He's
So
80
he's
years old.
And it's a silly costume.
Yeah.
It was silly back then, kind of on purpose.
Well, because Burton is just so out of his mind.
Because it's a comic book. And he made it like a comic book.
Yeah, that too.
But now we're still in the remnants of Zack Snyder's gray version of movies or of superheroes, where it's Superman actually has a gray costume. What? Why? Well, it's slightly has a blue tint to it, but it's actually gray, and all of the film stock is just gray. And
It's a color we made up.
I came up with
Go
it.
shoot your thing.
Yeah, do whatever. I don't care.
Shoot your shot, bruh.
But so you have it just looks weird when you're. I guess in the modern
But
day,
do you think
it
in
just
the
looks weird.
multiverse they're gonna go into the Burton verse?
Of course. And
so you're gonna see
that's probably
Penguin.
where Cool Berry is.
Yeah. Cool Berry's in the cool verse. But that doesn't make up for the fact that even if Batman was real, by the time he was 80, he'd be done.
You have to hang it up at some point.
He's
I would
not
think.
fighting bad guys in the Batcave. So cool, in a way that's so cool that makes you faint. It's not. I'm sorry. If I found out Batman was real and he was doing that, I wouldn't faint.
Well,
I guess I'm just cool like that.
I don't know.
I'm from the cool verse.
And I guess we'll have to just wait and see. But
Definitely, we should support the film.
if Barry from the Snyderverse, he already knows there's Batman.
Oh,
He's worked with Ben Affleck's Batman, who is also in the movie.
True. Yes, two Batman.
So he goes to another dimension and meets a second Barry. Apparently, we see the interaction. They're like, "Wait, you stole my face?"
Yeah, that's what I would say if I saw myself.
They
You
took
stole my face.
so. And again, we shouldn't even be speculating at this point because it's just a trailer. But why is he fainting at the sight of Batman? Our Barry knows that Batman exists.
I know.
The other Barry does too, I would imagine. Or he's already seen something way crazier, which is another version of him. Mm-hmm. That's more crazy than seeing Batman.
I think the air in that universe is different than what he's used to, so he farts so hard that he passes out.
Yes.
I will see the movie.
I'll check it out. What other... Oh, go ahead.
I guess we have to see it, right? That this is going to help lead into the new...
It will be the great reset for...
So there's more Indiana Jones footage out that doesn't look like absolute hogwash.
I can't... I'm more excited for the Indiana Jones movie. A great 30-second little TV spot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. I said, okay, I'm in. And let me be clear. I was already in.
And let me be frank. Welcome to my house for Thanksgiving.
I just want to be in one more season of the show. I didn't touch those boys the way they said I touched them. I touched them with gentle southern grace. My thigh was rubbing up against their thigh in a way that let them know if they didn't want my thigh on their thigh, they could move away and I wouldn't move my thigh where they were moving their thigh.
So, someone just recently told me the show is funny, but I think if you didn't have as many tangents,
What else is the show?
it would work better. They said if there's a little more structure, it might work better. You might get more listeners to stay.
Okay, so you're gonna have to tell me who this is afterward because we've got. I don't know if you're looking at the video frame right now. Whoever said this, look what's in the front of the frame here.
Yeah.
A famous, genuine Louisville slugger.
That will be took to both headlights if you cross me again.
If you cross me again, I'm gonna lean out the back of my window. I'm gonna hit your mailbox in a way that all my body weight goes with it. And I fly out the window and I start spinning. And I spin so fast I'm like a helicopter and I take off into the sky and I become God.
No, then you accidentally attach yourself to the Starlink. that we did just see, and I'm still thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it.
I scared Landon. It was the best Christmas gift I could have given him.
Yeah, and that's saying something.
Oh, stop.
No,
okay, well,
he's
no.
giving me
What you're doing right now is you're being on a tangent. And
Hey, I disagreed with the person. I said, no, that's the show. If you don't like it, you can kick rocks. And they said, I haven't listened in probably 3 years.
well, you're showing them how the Ben and Jerry's is made, right? Because some of our viewers are like Ben, who like the tastes, and we are like
We're like
Jerry, who can't
we have
taste.
no taste.
We have no taste. It's definitely Jerry that can't taste, and he definitely likes more and more chunks as the years go. He can't get enough. Imagine you can't taste.
Just make the whole thing chunks.
Pour something hard on top.
And in the middle. I don't give a shit anymore. Don't you get it? I can't taste. I need something in my mouth.
Well, we have to start putting directions on the carton because now people have to leave it out for 20 minutes so they can get through the center thing to the entire middle's caramel. I don't care.
Do I look like I give a damn? Do I look like I
recently had a pint of this stuff, and I was being a little naughty. One of the chunks was an entire cookie. And I couldn't, because I was like excavating it out of there, because I was like, this has got to be. And I was like, it's the golden nugget, a whole cookie.
Charlie.
That's how crazy and chunk hungry one of them has become.
Just
Jerry's like, stop crushing the cookies up.
put them in the hole. Jerry, we can't do that. Put them in the hole.
You want us to put him in the hole? Put him in the hole again,
now.
or else it gets the hole again.
Okay, what other trailers were there?
Fast 10,
Fast 10.
which is all shot in front of a green screen of Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean, when did 9 come out? A couple years ago at this point. I went to that in the theater because I was just needing something to do, and I hadn't seen. I've only seen Fast 1 and 2.
Too Fast, Too Furious, which isn't even really canon. And, I mean, it is, but it's not the main family storyline, correct?
No,
Wait,
it
Too
is.
Fast. Sorry, Tokyo Drift
Tokyo
is
Drift.
what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
I'm so
but now
stupid.
that has been retconned into being a very important part of canon.
So what's the story here? 11. The 11th one is going to be the final one.
That's what they're
Is what
saying.
we're to be believed.
That's what they're saying, which is funny because Fast X, and then at the end it's like the beginning of the end, May 2nd or whatever. Does anyone know what that means?
No.
No random person watching the Super Bowl is like, oh yeah, that's right, because the
Gonna
next
be
movie,
11th.
Fast 11, is going to be the finale.
Because even though this is technically Fast 10, because of Tokyo Drift, there's actually 10 of the family storyline, even though they retconned in Tokyo Drift.
They're like, no,
sitting
they-
there staring at Landon like,
Buffalo chicken dip all over your fingers.
oh my gosh. And by the way, Merry Buffalo Chicken Dip Day to all that observe. I'm just here for the Buffalo Chicken Dip.
I hate everyone.
Oh, there's your tangent of the week.
I hate everyone. I'm sick of everyone.
Just let me be, okay?
I'm tired of people making fun of other people. I'm tired of the people that think they're above being made fun of because they're like,
I'm tired of people saying, you know, we should all just be sincere.
yeah.
And I'm tired of people
No.
saying everything's a joke.
Yeah, I'm sick of all of it.
Because the Joker is both, right?
Huh?
The Folie à Deux Joker, he's both.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is sincere in his
Yes.
hatred of people, but it's also a big joke to him. He's both.
I never
He's
saw
yin
it.
and yang.
I didn't see it.
Well, because Folie à Deux's not out yet.
Well, I just mean,
The first one is just about him. It all takes place. He's just on a subway for an hour and a half getting beat up. And you're like, oh, this is why he becomes the Joker.
in a subway?
Yeah. They're like, they tried to tell him we don't have $5 footlongs anymore. They're all like $8.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's gonna be a tough footlong to swallow. And they're like, I guess. I mean, you can eat it like in bites, right?
Oh God.
So it's that. Then he gets it stuck halfway in his.
That's his Joker moment.
Yeah.
That's what people when they're online and they're like, "This is my Joker moment." That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, because the colors of his face are green is for lettuce, red is for tomato,
White is for the mayonnaise.
right? White is for the mayonnaise. The flesh color's the meat. It's where he kind of
Yeah.
misses spots.
Well, because it's mostly yoga mat. It's mostly yoga mat.
Yeah,
The bread, anyway.
yeah. The bread is definitely yoga mat. Hey, there's my buddy Yoga Matt. Hey, what's up, guys?
You
listen
look
to
like
podcasts?
bread to me.
All right, buddy. We'll see you later. Take care. We're not supposed to be doing any tangents anymore.
Not this week.
You know what? You could say the beginning of the end for any movie, right?
Sure, of course.
The first one is going to be the beginning of the end, unless it's just the end, right? Or you could do like Master and Commander Part 1 and really, really show how stupid you are.
Really set yourself up for the worst kind of failure.
Master and Commander Part 1 of 3. That's the name of the movie that I never saw a second one of. And he's like, I'm selling my crotch rocket on John Oliver now.
Okay, so and then there was a Transformers movie.
Well, I would like to watch all the Fast and Furious movies this year.
Hey, I was going to bring that up to you. Maybe we should do that as a
I think
content.
so. Because I'm fascinated by them. I'm surprised I haven't seen any of them. And I think it's more of just the stigma of anyone that I'm like, that looks kind of right. Just even for like yokes, like yoga mat, like just as a joke, right?
Yeah.
Like that would be funny to go see, and they're just like, what? These movies are for complete buffoons. These movies are for complete idiots. 80% of our listeners are like, okay, I've seen all of them, and now they're
No, well, what's interesting about them to me is they've followed they are kind of something I'm very annoyed about because it's another one of those things where I hate everyone who talks about them.
Yeah, it's Avatar to me because so many people are going to see it. I'm not gonna go.
Well, it's not even Avatar. It's the people. There's 9 of them, and around like the 5th one, they were doing just like crazy stuff on purpose. They were making it camp.
Yeah,
Basically, they were doing outlandish things on purpose. They have become in on the joke that it's crazy. And by around like 8, the idiots online became aware that they are funny. Like they think that it's an original thought to be like, I actually love the Fast movies because they're actually quite crazy. I actually think that they're funny. I know this might sound crazy, and you probably think that they're just streetcar racing movies, but actually, they're pretty fun. They're a guilty pleasure of mine. It's like they're not a guilty pleasure.
you like them.
They make billions of dollars. For one, you're not original in acting like you came across like, oh, I found a movie last night when I was looking for something to watch, and it's called the most successful franchise in movie history.
The #1 movie in China every time one comes out.
I actually think it's almost like a superhero film. Shut up! We know. We've all seen the think pieces. Okay? And there's one person in particular that I'm talking to.
Yeah,
And I hope he listens and feels stupid.
you're talking about Mr. Bill Maher.
Okay, listen, honey. If you're going to make a Fast and the Furious movie, maybe you should think about how fast the cars go. These cars are not going fast enough.
You're crazy, Jay.
No, they're not. You can clap at that.
Fred Flintstone clunked him over the head with a big bat. But they do bring driving into it no matter what. That's what's funny to see. You see a guy blow up half of Italy with like a Metroid ball. And then it ends with like the big ending of the movie is they're going to race their cars in a track.
Well, no. A few movies ago, they introduced the idea of magnets. And now I think every movie, at least in 9, they used magnets again, which was awesome.
Hey, Landon's the guy that he's talking about.
They're driving through the streets of LA and they can turn magnetize or negative magnetize, whatever you call that. So they're
I don't
like,
think there's a word for it.
they're grabbing cars and grabbing safes and whatever the hell they're trying to do. I have no idea. And then they went to space and everyone's like, haha. So they're in on the joke. You can't be like ironically liking the movies because the movies are above irony.
It's a Sharknado situation.
Yeah. They're in on the joke, so now it's not fun anymore.
The first one's bad on accident.
Yeah. But
then
even,
they go,
is it even? I don't think so.
No, it's
called Sharknado. But for me, the franchise has now come around to, well, actually, I can just like it because people hated it to be funny, and now people like it to be funny, and now it's just come around to, now it's back for me again. Just a plain old guy that likes to go to the movies, eat some popcorn, get butter all over his face, fight with his wife.
I asked for light butter last time I went, and the guy acted like I was insulting Mr. Marcus.
Oh.
Mr. Greg Marcus.
Yeah.
Because I was like, can we just do light butter? And he's like, okay. Well, I don't want it.
Yeah, they put too much.
It's dripping, and I get a stomach ache, and I have to watch the movie, and I'm nauseous because it's just oil.
You're telling me Vin Diesel can drive a car so fast that he gets to his destination? No, serious.
One day I want my son to grow up and be able to drive a car so fast that he can get where he's going.
That's really a line from the movie.
That's good.
I'm getting better. My favorite part of the movie, the trailer though, for the Super Bowl one, when at the end it's like, blowing stuff up and whatever, and then Vin Diesel's on like a bridge or something. He's like, "There's one problem. You forgot to take my car," or something like that, or "You left my car," and then he just drives. Like, the car is a weapon. The car is everything.
I saw that car when I went to Universal Studios.
I literally laughed out loud on Super Bowl night.
You did? So your team was down. They're losing by 1 point.
I couldn't help it.
And you're just like, you gotta laugh at this stuff.
There's only one problem. You left me with my car.
And it's in perfect condition. And then it falls 18 feet out of the sky.
It's just fun. What do you got?
Well, you had a big story you wanted to tell.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
All right. I'll try to make it quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I have to take you back to Friday night.
Okay, let's go back.
We are over at some family's house.
And if you're listening to this episode, Friday is tomorrow. Just to go ahead. So the story is taking place Friday, so we have to go back there. In real time, Friday's tomorrow.
Right. Just so we're clear. Okay, so I am trying to not do as many tangents.
Talking about? I'm going to just use my water bottle as a...
But now it's... Okay. The funniest part is I do have stands just over here. No,
this works.
I like this better when we're holding the mics, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so Friday night we're talking to some family members, and they were talking about this scary thing that happened to them, where the guy was down in the basement and he looked outside and there was someone standing out there, and then they went like this, like challenging them. So they ran upstairs and called out for the lady of the house, and then they realized, when the lady of the house wasn't upstairs, that was her outside. So, and she was not challenging. Come here. She was saying, "Come on," because they had planned earlier to go outside to do something, and he was just still in the basement. But in his brain, he wasn't expecting to see someone outside, so it scared him. So he ran upstairs to protect the lady of the house and tell her, "Hey, there's a freak outside." Okay, so we hear that. We go home. They released The Last of Us on Friday so as to not interfere with the Super Bowl. So we watched that, and well, actually, I have to take you back a couple more weeks.
Okay.
To go ahead, take us back.
So we're going back a couple more weeks, right?
Yeah.
If you're listening to this episode in real time when it comes out, or if you're listening to this a week after it comes out, this is going to be a couple weeks from now. So go for it.
After a certain episode of The Last of Us, I had one of the most intense and terrifying dreams that I've ever had, where I was put in the show has put my head into a space that I don't like being.
Okay.
So because
of the apocalypse.
Because of
sounds like you didn't want me to ask any questions.
I was gonna say I don't need to get into dreams, because as soon as you start telling people about your dreams, it's the old joke like, well, no one cares.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to ask my question then.
Yeah.
Is it because of the apocalyptic nature? Is it because of how disgusting these creatures like the Rim Rider and the Rim... Oh.
It's because you are forced to confront a morality and a mortality of humankind in a way that is just so kind of perfectly depicted, which that's what makes it mess with your head. Like, what do you do when you have to become a murderer?
Right.
So we watch. So Friday night, we hear this story about someone outside. That's really a song. Okay. So we go and then we watch The Last of Us, and it is probably one of the most disturbing and sad episodes that I've seen of probably most TV. It's in a good way, but also it's like, God, that's heavy. So as soon as, and it's right at the end, something happens at the end, you're just like, it's one of those. As soon as that happens, we get a notification on our phone, motion at the back door. Now, usually we get a notification at the back door and it's just wind has blown something, or there's random cats and stuff that walk around here. So, so we assume it's just that. So we're in the living room. We just saw a disturbing show. We look at the camera expecting one thing. This is how it ties into the story this guy told. We expect one thing, but we in fact see another, which is a man standing on the phone, looking kind of into the window. All black hat on. He's on the phone, and he's holding something in his other hand. And we're like, just because it's so shocking, you don't expect to see that at 10 p.m. on Friday night. Sure, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, you're going to start to get in the weird zone.
They're looking in the window of your
kitchen.
Of your house.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we're in the living room. The kitchen is kind of so that the back door goes into the kitchen, goes into the dining room, into the living room. We're in the living room. We didn't hear him knock. He knocked, but the dog didn't hear him knock, which usually she would. So he's looking. We're like, what's he holding? We hear him through the camera, and he's like, yeah, it looks like they have a dog. I don't know. Yeah, no, yeah. And he's like, what do you mean double standard? These are all things we heard him say. He's like, gives another look, goes back to his truck, drives out slowly drives out the driveway. Then we run to the window, see him going down the driveway. Run back to the front window, see him slowly driving down the main street. And then he slowly turns the corner down this street over here, just over here.
I'm not going to look.
Go to the other window, we see him.
You're like Kevin McAllister.
Well, so we turn all the lights off and we're just staring at every car now driving by. We see him again. He drives by this way. We're like, oh my God, he's going to turn back into the driveway. He's targeting us. He's scoping out the place. We're being targeted. He's scoping the place out. He's like, yeah, it looks like they have a dog. Thinking, we're all sorts of things are in our head.
Right. Is a dog going to attack him when he tries to break in? Is it going to bark and alert the neighbors when he breaks in? Kills you?
And then he goes up a different street. We see him come back again, one more time. We're like, so we look at, because our little camera records 5-second clips when it actually goes off. Now, at 10 or whatever it was, he comes and knocks. We have a 5-second clip of him knocking. Then we have a 5-second clip of him looking with the thing in his hand, and we zoom in. It looks like a badge. A badge.
In his hand?
Yes. So like,
I thought maybe he had like a pizza box or something.
No, that was 30 minutes later.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, they're not answering the door. Should I just leave the pizza? No, this is a scary story.
Well, you said he has something in his hand.
I know.
It would be so small.
I was withholding that information for dramatic effect.
You're like the opposite of Poker Face. Go on.
So I'm kind of like Glass Onion, where I've just kind of changed the story halfway through.
Well, then, go on.
So he's on the phone. He's out there. So we look at the clip. We can't hear what he's saying. He's not talking in this 5-second clip, but we have. Yeah, they have a dog. He's kind of, it seems like he's kind of mad at someone on the phone. What do you mean double standard? We have all of that. He's black hat, black clothes, badge in his hand. Then our mind is wandering a different way. Like, is he like an off-duty cop? Because he's holding it out so that we can see it. There's no other way to describe it. It's the badge that kind of like flips down.
Yeah, the cool
like a naughty
FBI one.
like a naughty magazine.
Oh, right. The centerfold.
Yeah.
The FBI centerfold wallet.
And he's holding it like that. Like
To who though? Just
I imagine to us if we actually were to answer the door so he doesn't seem creepy.
so he doesn't get killed right away
Right.
by you.
Right.
Because now you're scared.
Right. But then we're thinking,
He's lying.
yeah, because he's not dressed like if it's a cop, he should be dressed like a cop. But we're thinking, okay, was he trying to warn us? Like maybe there's someone in the area that we should be worried about, and they're going door to door like we're looking for someone, we're looking for someone, we're looking for someone. Helicopter. And so we're scared that way. Then we're like, okay, did I accidentally run over someone and I forgot? Maybe they're coming for us.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did, but that's not what it's about. But but then we're thinking they're wet banditing us.
Yeah.
They're wet banditing us. Banditing us. They're dressing up like a cop with a fake badge saying, "Yeah, I'm just checking out your house."
Is your mommy and daddy home?
And of course we'd have to say yes. Or no.
We are mommy and daddy.
And then he just So then, of course, my wife starts looking online, the worst thing you could possibly do. Like, random person at night, come to house badge, whatever. I don't know what she's looking up, because I'm over here like, it's nothing.
And they're like, is there a piece of floss tied around one of the wheels of your car? That means you've been targeted.
Yeah. So she's getting all these hits of like, never answer the door, ever. Basically, and like former cops on all these message boards that are like, well, I see it all the time. Have a fake badge, say that they're off duty. You open the door 1 inch and they take you for a mile, whatever. Horror
And he's
stories.
driving a truck, right?
It's a pickup truck, blue with a silver stripe. I saw it. I saw it all.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Cowboys fan.
Okay, so what do we do? We call the non-emergency police number.
Yeah, what do you want?
We're like, we think maybe a cop was just here. They had a badge. We're not sure. We just wanted to make sure everything was okay. They're like, there's no cop in your area, not for the last hour and a half.
There hasn't been a cop in your area for 15 years.
So we're like, okay. Well, there was a guy here, and it was scary. So they, whatever. And then, so we can't sleep all night. We're looking out. At this point, we've convinced ourselves that yes, at any point, this either a cop is going to come back and arrest us for something that we that we repressed, that we did, a criminal, or it's, a guy's going to come break in.
Yeah.
So the next morning,
Double standard.
yeah, you're racking your brain, right? So that night, we close up
Run
shop.
over my dog, but you have a dog.
Yeah, what a double standard. So I run into my closet and I grab my genuine ass Shemp Howard
It was here for a reason.
autographed Louisville Slugger. One of a kind.
Wow.
I put it right by the door. I say, if anyone's coming into my house, the last thing they're going to read is genuine ass Shemp Howard as it's slugging them in the face.
As it's imprinted into their skull. This is the classic movie trope of Lukaska's bat. Because if you put it in the Lukaska's bat in the first act of the podcast, you have to use it in the third act.
Yeah. So we try to get some sleep. We wake up in the morning.
Wake up in the morning.
At this point, I'm like, yeah, it was nothing, whatever. But there's still that piece in your mind that's like, well, yeah, he wouldn't come back the same night.
No, he could come back that day when he thinks you're at work, as in all the families, all the parents that go to work during the day in the John Hughes universe.
Yeah.
Or he's just scoping it out for a different night.
Yeah.
He's got to go back and make his game plan.
Right.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So we're still worried. So I call the non-emergency number again and I say,
What do you want?
look, we called last night. I think it was the same lady, and she was like,
Still there.
so, and whatever, I explained the situation. They're like, yeah, okay, whatever. Nothing really happens. Then I find I'm going to just go down to the police station. There's one right down the block. But for some reason, when I call the police station, it's routed to the county police. So that's why in the morning when I called again, I was like, how does this work? Why am I talking to you?
Well, she's probably at her house, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, everything probably gets forward. If it's a non-emergency, small town, small police
No,
force.
it's the county.
So that's usually how that works. Is go right to their house.
So I emailed the chief of police.
Uh-huh.
I sent him the videos. Of course, he can't open the videos. So I have to find a flash drive. And of course, the only flash drive I can find is a really big one that's nice that I have to put 50 megabytes of data on and I'll never see again. So I'm mad about that. But so I put it on a flash drive and I say, it gave me flashbacks of working at the old video shop. No one knows how to open an attachment.
Right. The police would bring it to us.
Yes.
Luckily, you're the expert, and
Yeah,
we have to give
luckily,
a 256 gigabyte flash drive,
Luckily,
shaped like a freaking Baby Yoda or whatever.
yeah. I know I'm never getting this back. That was my biggest fear. But anyway, so I put it on a flash drive, whatever. He's like, I can't get to it. I'm the only officer on duty. I'm not going to be able to look at it or pick it up. But tomorrow, I did send him some screenshots. So he was like, okay, this guy is not one of ours. If he comes back, call 911. Everyone is aware of the situation. Whoever's on duty, if we're preoccupied, the county will come. They'll send the sheriff, whatever. It's definitely something to worry about. This is not one of our guys. It's definitely weird, whatever. So we're like, okay, great.
How many times do you think a cop has done that where they're like, well, I can't do it right now. I'm busy. But the difference between you doing that and someone not getting a bagel at a shop and them not doing their job is 4 people are slaughtered in a house.
Yeah.
It's I was the only what do you want me to do? Call Jeff?
Right. Yeah.
It's well, now they're all dead.
Yeah. I know.
They should have called 911 the next time.
So we have a whole day, daylight, it's kind of fine. You can kind of push it in the back of your mind. But once the sun sets, you start to get freaky again. because it's freaky out. So I put up some lights you saw as you came in, some motion activated lights that I was gifted probably 3 or 4 years ago, and I never got around to putting up. But nothing like in a potential home invasion that makes you say, maybe I should put up some lights out here so it's not pitch black. So we hole up again, get my slugger out. Nothing happens. So the next morning, I say, flash drive is ready whenever you want it, sir. He says, I'm not going to be the one picking it up. I'll send one of my other guys, though. He comes by, picks it up. Talk to him about it, because you have to tell every single police officer you ever talk to the same story 80 times. No, they were great. No, they were. But a few hours later, so now we're just waiting. We're waiting. You got to get some information. Someone's got to know something about a guy with a badge showing up in the middle of the night.
And no one else has reported this?
That's what we were thinking. We're like, so then I download Nextdoor or whatever. Like, maybe someone else had a weird guy show up. Nothing. So anyway, a random phone number calls me, and I'm like, this has to be a cop. They're going to tell me something that I don't want to hear. I answer it. I'm like, hello? They're like, hey, is this Landon, right? And I was like, oh my God, this is it? It's like, yeah. And he goes, hey, I'll change the name for innocence sake. Hey, I'm
Landon.
Hey, this is Landon. I work at the city. We've met before. I know, I knew the guy who owned the house previously. I know the horses and stuff. We've met before. That was me. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, that was me. Sorry to freak you out like that. A dog, I don't know, he had this whole story of he got off work late, and there was a dog sitting out. He works for the city, which is in this small town with the police. So it was already weird that the police chief was like, that's definitely not one of our guys. I've never seen that man in my life. He's like, no, that's Jerry. So I imagine this other officer who picked up the flash drive finally got back to the office and plugged it in and was like,
the police chief's an idiot.
Police chief's, yeah, he's like, that's obviously just Jerry.
That's Landon.
Oh, yeah, Landon. Sorry.
Not to make it confusing.
No. So he called me, yes. There's a dog, and I didn't know what to do because it was so late. So then I thought I should just go see if someone's missing a dog. So I put the dog in the city hall for the night. And I thought, I'm just going to go around and see if anyone looks like they're out looking. And he's like, I even knew at that point, like, I'm probably going to get shot because I look really suspicious doing this. So I did like 3 houses, and then I stopped because I was like, someone's going to just stab me or something. And I was like, yeah, it was probably not a good idea. But he found the dog's home, and we got the peace of mind that we thought we probably would never get.
So the double standard was that you left one dog out in the cold while one dog got to be bundled up in the house.
I think he was just on the phone with someone.
Talking about something else while he was doing...
Well, he did say, I don't know if he knew that I don't know. This was kind of weird because he was like, yeah, I did notice that you have a dog, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, because I saw the little tie-out thing that we use for when the dog has to use the restroom. And he was like, yeah, I saw that. But I was like, why'd he tell me that? Now I'm weirded out again.
Yeah, because what do you... Like, no, we don't.
I should have said that just to freak him out.
Do you think he's one of those... He's probably looking for dogs that are worth a lot of money. You know, he tells the cops, like, oh, I had to do this. I found a dog. You know, the people in this town keep leaving their dogs outside. It's just an excuse for him to go around and be like, well, but you do have a dog, right?
Yeah.
Shih Tzu, $3,000. Like,
yeah. Yeah, my very expensive dog. Yeah, why?
Do I know this person?
No. Dang. You don't, but I have met him a few times. Very nice guy. So as soon as he said who he was, I was like, oh, yeah, of course. And he's like, yeah, that was me. I was like, oh, God. Of course, it's a simple, innocent thing. And that's what you figure. When you're in that situation, you're like, of course, it's nothing bad. But your wife's talking to her other friends, telling them the story. And they're like, it's definitely not a cop. They're definitely going to kill you.
Yeah.
They're like,
And you're like not helping.
yeah. They're like, apparently they said like it's so good that Landon didn't open the door because he probably would have been stabbed immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I could fight. I could fight him.
No, you'd be dead.
No, because I could. No, I would.
No, he'd brain you with a finger.
I think I would be able to fight someone if I had to.
Oh, yeah. I think you'd, yeah. With the stuff I said before, I was joking. I think you would fight him.
So I found out that all of my wife's friends think I'm a weak sack of shit. And I found out that I am because I was scared of just a guy.
But you can't.
A nice guy.
You can't entertain these ideas.
No, that's what I was trying not to do. But then it was like, here's this story where an old, they target old farmhouses because they think old people live there, so they can easily overpower them or even just act like they're some authority figure and ask for money or jewels or names of other people to rob later.
Well,
all these stories, you can't trust anyone these days.
Well, and every police, we know from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? The policeman will hit you in the head with a bottle and take you to the nasty house. We know that if you are cops in this day and age, anywhere, you're all having orgies at every second of the day.
That's right. That's a story I never looked further into. I just saw.
Me neither.
I probably should.
Yeah, I didn't do any digging into that. All I know is that basically what I got
probably
out of
a video or something, right?
Well, we'll talk about it later. Okay. So you can't. But I had even last couple weeks ago, which if you're listening to this is like a month from now.
Yeah.
2 guys came into our apartment and said they're with the apartment company. So we just needed to check. Is there anything going on with your toilets or your faucets or anything? Where it's like, nah, like one of them doesn't flush sometimes. Even this is true. Even if nothing is, you would think, well, you're clogging it. You're a disgusting pig. There could be nothing in there.
Yeah.
It'd be one sheet of toilet paper and it will just refuse to flush.
One sheet.
And then
You've got a dirty ass, my friend. You're not wiping enough.
And then one. I'm just talking about like. I take one piece off because I need to roll it up and like you know how people think it's fun they snort Nesquik.
Oh, I thought you just like you put it in your mouth
They
like a
say
cigarette
like I'm
because you
chocolate
have
Scarface.
Oral fixation.
Well, that's when I'm doing Groucho. I say
Right.
I'm chocolate Groucho. So I toss that in and it won't flush, and then we'll call the people over and we say this doesn't flush for no reason, and they'll go, and it flushes, and they're like, and it's just. So we're just like, whatever, who cares about that? But we're like, yes, this something in here kind of leaks sometimes, and check this, okay? They say, okay, well, we fixed it, and they're looking around our apartment. And I kind of make an offhand comment when they leave. I'm like, I don't think they were with the apartment. I think they were. And then that's it. Then both of you are paranoid.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, maybe they weren't. Because I think they sent an email, but I was like, the scariest thing would be if 2 guys came like 2 hours later and they had like the suits on. And
Right.
they're like, hey, we're here to check you had an issue with this.
Yeah. You're like,
2 guys already came and helped with that. And it's like the end of a Shel Silverstein.
yeah.
He wrote all those scary stories, right?
Yeah.
One of the guys has a bow on his neck.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's my 5th anniversary. And you go, what? And he goes, now I can show you what's under this. It's
Boost gums. I know those. Yeah, I grew up on those. Yeah. So wait, did you get closure though? They were legit.
I think that was Forrest's dad. Boost gums. No, I think the thing was they said they fixed the problem and they didn't. So I'm like,
Right.
so they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Let me take a look. It's in the upper. Have you ever pulled the top off and looked in the upper decker part?
The part where you take an upper decker.
Yeah.
I've taken it off for reasons like for taking upper deckers.
Yeah. Well, here's what.
Then there's a big bow on the back part where you take the upper decker. So I took the bow off, and the whole part fell off.
What's strange about my wife's friends thinking I'm a weak sack of shit is that one of them is
a cop.
No, but he's law enforcement adjacent, and
Law enforcement.
law enforcement
And Jason.
Yeah,
Whatever you just said.
it's a throuple.
Okay. I'm Jason. I'm with the lawn enforcement. You're like, hubba hubba. We don't have a pool, but you can be our lawn boy.
Her husband's law enforcement and Jacob or Jason. What'd you say? Anyway, so
I said there's two flashes.
he's law enforcement
Then all this bullshit came up.
adjacent. And he once told us a story about how he let people who just came to their house and said, we're security people. Would you like us to look through your house and tell you how to optimize your security? And he just said yes and let them in. And I'm pretty sure, I think he left and let them be in his house alone. I think. But that might be, he might have been there. But still, that's like the first thing you'd never do is just let random people in your house.
Isn't that how To Catch a Thief worked? Where the guy was like, I'm going to look at your stuff. And then he comes back at night and breaks into their house
Yeah.
to show them that they need, like, I don't know, some floss.
Like
around.
locks.
Yeah, he's like, well, you need to lock your doors.
Yeah.
And they're like, thank you. You could.
Yeah. So that was my interesting story. I hope it entertained a little more than me complaining about college TAs.
I think we can put that's the tangent they were mad about. So I think we can put a little music under that, right?
You're asking me? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can.
Who's that?
Jason.
Hey, Jason, what's with the bow around your neck? You can finally take it off? You mean finally? He's taking it off. His head just fell off!
Oh my!
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.